Oh, I'm like addicted to working with new things, honestly. It's always a lot of fun. Curiosity is kind of a way to like break things down so that you can like play with them more. Whenever I learn, every time I learn a new tool or every time I take something apart or kind of learn how something is built, it's kind of opens up so many more avenues to play with. I feel like that's why I'm always trying to learn new processes and new ways of working. My name is Karyn Nakamura and I'm an artist. I'm also an engineer based in New York and originally from Tokyo. I'm really interested in unraveling like the mechanisms of mediation. What are the ways that people are using systems to communicate themselves, mediate themselves, and also communicate with each other, trying to unravel them and then trying to share those findings. Artifact to me is a way to share sort of research and an investigation into something. I think that's how a lot of like research-based artists kind of go about sharing their work, because a lot of the core of the interest is this intangible like piece of information or piece of knowledge or a question or some sort of fragment of curiosity and sort of packaging. I mean, that's like kind of the best thing about making art, is being able to package it into a piece, an artifact that's more tangible so you can share it with other people. I guess the core of surface tension is sort of not like the individual outputs, whether it's like the video themselves or like the specimens themselves. It's kind of this like layering of the whole cake of these like chain of mediations. It starts with this ground truth that's like this physical matter, these neuron cells on a slide that when you look at the slide, it's like completely invisible because they're so small that you can't see them. So it has to go through all these layers of mediation in order for you to be able to see it. That's kind of the beginning. That's kind of the first layer of mediation, is this microscope. That's like already our understanding is limited by this microscope. I was interested in doing that with sort of generative AI models. So I was kind of generating these like skins with these models. And there was this one CRT TV that would kind of show you the drone's eye, the entire installation through the drone's eye. So your view was kind of obstructed by this big mirror, and you could only see into the installation through this drone's eye that was like flying around in the installation. So that's kind of broadly like the cake of mediations that made up surface tension. For surface tension, it was really about like when I was working in this nonprofit, like analyzing all these videos of protest footage, and it was like in a really practical direction, or a really pragmatic direction. And what I learned most there, the most important thing that I learned there was that when reality is being tested, it's like not enough to have evidence that's true. What you need is like to craft a narrative that's convincing enough for it to be true. And that was really interesting to me, where our only view into this event is this one piece of security camera footage. And so we're relying on like how this one piece of security camera footage was created in order to understand what's going on in this event with respect to the event, how this camera shoots images. Is it good with lower light conditions? Like, what's the angle of the camera lens, and all these things. My friend just like randomly told me about like optical tweezers, and I was like, oh, that's like incredibly interesting. Being able to move matter with light is like so poetic that I have to do something with this. So then I kind of went on this adventure of like trying to figure out like where I could get access to this. Found out that this professor who made holographic, who literally invented holographic optical tweezers, was at NYU, and so I like emailed him and I was like, I really want to use your optical tweezers, and then he ended up being like really cool and like let me use his optical tweezers. Like literally just at the station just like handed me a tube of formaldehyde with like these cells in it. And he was like, here. It's like bopping around with like these tubes in a little plastic bag. When I came to New York, I was just interested in seeing like if I could just keep this core idea of like pursuing like an interest but not be tied to like video and sort of multi-screen installation, projection installation. A lot of my installations are really temporary, like they exist for like 2 weeks or they exist for like 1 day or something, and I have a lot of fun with that format just because it allows me to try so many more things and sort of to not be so precious with each thing. And I feel like that's also something that I've learned, is that everything for me is like just a snapshot. It's just like one experiment, and it's just one snapshot of an experiment. And if I ever want to go deeper into it, then I can always come back to it. But there's like so many more things to explore right now that I just want to like try a bunch of things. And so it's definitely been like a breadth first approach where I just like try like a wide variety of things. And yeah, and I think I also kind of detached myself from trying to like exclusively be an artist. I mean, this project started from a time when I was planting myself in very specific environments. I wasn't really making my own work when I was doing like computer vision research, or when I was in this lab doing like deepfake identification research. That was like sort of the time when I was starting to think a lot about these ideas that I was showing in surface tension, and I was learning about like how all these different environments were sort of constructing their own mediums to convey reality and dissect reality in their own way. And like I'll just look at any medium and be like, oh, like what can I do with this? What would be interesting to do with this? And that's just what's fun for me. And so taking and because I kind of grew up making things around in an environment where there was all sorts of technology available for me. I was just kind of looking at different pieces of technology, even different software and different algorithms, and looking at it and being like, oh, like what can I play with? Like what would be interesting to do with this? And so, yeah, I kind of just use that as kind of like my guiding light.